Hey everyone, Mr. Mac here with another art lesson. Today we're going to do some doodling. So we're inspired by an artist called Mr. Doodle. I'll post his links again underneath. Really nice and simple to do this one, suitable for all ages I would say. All you're going to need is a pen, something to draw on. If you're going to draw straight onto paper that's on a table, just put another piece of paper underneath, especially if you're using a sharpie or something so you don't make too many marks on the table and get in trouble. Alright, let's crack on. So I'm just using a black felt tip pen. You could actually use any colour. Felt tip pens work well. You could use a pencil or something, but that's not how he does it, Mr. Doodle. And I think it's more interesting if you just go straight in with a pen. You don't worry about pencil marks. This is all about being confident, cracking on with it, just doodling whatever comes into your head, which is fun. The hardest part is probably just starting as well, just finding your first doodle. I quite often start with just a little arrow or a pair of eyes or just a shape, and then you just turn that shape into a face or just a little squiggle. It really doesn't matter. As with all of these videos, if you look at the links to Mr. Doodle stuff, it should give you loads of ideas for if you get stuck what to do next. You'll see in his work he does a lot of eyes, he does a lot of little faces. It's very cartoony style. Yours could look like his, but it doesn't have to, because your style doesn't have to be the same as his style. At this point, you can see I'm literally just drawing whatever comes into my head. I drew an arrow, then I drew like a little ghost thing with a face, I drew a little harp, a face on that, then I saw a book lying next to me, so I started drawing a little book, and I think in a second I'm going to give it some legs. Yeah, there we go. Give some little legs. And you know, you could add some little eyes over the top. It's just really anything that comes into your head, add it on. And what you're trying to do is fill up all the gaps. So if there's ever some big gaps in between stuff, you can just add some little squiggles in there, some dots and lines, a shape that will fill the space nicely. So you can see next I drew a little building. I put the building on a skateboard, because why not? Then I drew a little briefcase. Thought, oh, this man, he's just come out of the building on a skateboard. He's on his way to work, but he's got no shoes on, which is confusing. Now I've drawn a curly haired man, so he looks actually a bit like Mr. Doodle, which is something you'll find in all his doodles. He usually draws a picture of himself in there. I've drawn that man holding a little coffee, and then over there on that side there's a turnip, and then a magic wand, and then a big snake. I thought, oh, this snake could just take up loads of space, and then I can do other doodles inside the coils of the snake. Could be quite fun. And then there's a weird sort of little elephant thing with no nose, who's looking very shocked at the snake. You'll see why in a minute. And then I thought, oh, I'll draw myself. It's not the best picture, but you get the idea. It's got the glasses and the hair. Little car, little snowman, and the snowman's looking worried because the sun's right there and the sun's trying to melt the snowman. And there's an ice cream. Oh, the ice cream's going to get melted by the sun as well. A few little arrows and squiggles and dots to fill up the gaps. A little paintbrush over there. Then I looked around again. I could see my coffee mug, so I've drawn a little coffee. Drew a coffee bean on it. Drew some steam coming off the coffee. And then I thought I'd draw a rocket. And the rocket's going to the moon. The moon's got some little eyes poking out the side of it. And there's an alien. And then there's just some dots for stars in between. And then I drew some other little stars with faces. A little hand down at the bottom. Some cheese that the snake is trying to lick. Extra little lines in between. A little robot thing over there. Another little shape to fill the gap in. A funny little bird chicken thing. Didn't come out great, it's a bit weird, but doesn't matter, it just sort of fills the gap in. Another little monster face thing, not really sure what that is. Some extra shapes to fill in the gaps. A little shark, another little arrow. You can see I'm just, whatever comes into my head, I just sort of looked around the room, I looked at Mr. Doodle stuff, just started adding random things in. And then I had an idea, actually, something else is trying to eat this snake that's trying to eat the cheese. And then there's this fish that's going to try and eat him. And then I put a load of bubbles in next to the fish and some seaweed. And then I drew a boat. I thought, oh, actually, next to that boat, let's have a bunch more fish. The fish are maybe chasing the boat. The boat has got some eyes on the top and is looking a bit cross at the little fish. More little dots, more little shapes, more little doodles in between, just to fill up all the spaces. So you want a nice consistent level of gaps in between all your doodles. I did start drawing a nose here, and then it turned into a weird monster man. Sorry about all the baby noises. I've been holding my little baby whilst trying to finish this video off. That's what happens when you're trying to work in self-isolation. So I added some more drips onto the snowman just to show that he was melting a bit. Add some little drips coming off the ice cream as well. Added a bit of detail to the hand, little light bulb, funny little alien thing. Some extra dots. There's a little donut. Donuts are fun. Food is a good one to draw. Everyone likes food with faces on. Then there's another little monster eating the other monster that's eating the snake. And there's a fish that's eating that monster's tail. And there you go. Fill in the gaps. Enjoy yourself. Draw whatever comes into your head. That is it. Hope you enjoy it. Send me it if you do it. I'd love to see them. Until next time, stay safe. See you soon.